Hi Leo, welcome to your 2019 September Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, thank you so much for helping me hit the 40,000 subscriber mark. It truly means the world and I'm so very grateful. With that said, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. If you're not on my mailing list, which there's a link in the description box below, you're not getting the Monday Magic Tarot Tidbit, which is a motivational message every Monday from me and the tarot to get you fired up for your week ahead. And finally, I do need to mention this now because spaces are going fast. The winter solstice alignment session that I have planned for the 21st of December, you can find that in the description box below. It's going to get you set up for 2020, which is going to be a huge year, as we all know. Spaces are limited to 100, so if you want to be a part of it, click the link. With that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you, or should I say us, on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So let's see what September has in store for us. What's going on with our actions and interactions with the world at large? And this month, the Ace of Cups wants straight out. So this month, you're getting your blessings, right? The Ace of Cups is a wish fulfilled. It's a heartfelt wish. It's something that comes through for us that we have wanted or waited for some time. The actions and interactions with the world at large is what you do. It's how you show up in the world. And this is, for me, the message is really clear. It's almost like you're saying, you know what, yes, I'm happy to wait for the universe to bring me what I want, but I'm also not happy to just sit here and wait for it. I'm going to go out and make my dream happen. I'm going to make sure that that heartfelt wish that I have is something that I'm chasing. It's almost like the lion is ready to stalk the prey, right? And what is the prey? Well, this month, it's that heartfelt wish. It's that thing that you want more than anything else. It's your heart's desire. For some of you, it will be about a relationship or a person that you're pursuing. For some of you, it's a passion. For some of you, it will be a job. This is a beautiful card. It always brings some form of a blessing to you. It's a fantastic way to start the month off. It's a new beginning as well, right? Aces, above all else, whatever else they might and can mean, they are new beginnings, right? This is a new start. September is going to be that month for us, I believe, where things kind of get back to being normal and being a bit more settled, right? It's been an interesting summer, to say the least. So let's have a look at the money and materials. We got the Fool card, right? So this is a double hit of this brand new energy, which I really love as well. It's worth noting as well that in the month of September we have, especially if you're an ascendant Leo, there's a stellium happening in the second house. So if you're a sun sign, to a lesser degree, and same with the moon, but if you're an ascendant Leo, you'll be feeling this especially. It means that there is a new beginning in your second house, right? So Virgo rule in the second house is all about your money, it's all about your materials, it's all about the things that you value, your self-esteem. All of this stuff is going to be really coming into focus, and the fact that we've got the Fool card in the money and material sector for the reading, it really suggests that this is a brand new start. It's a brand new era of finance, of money, of self-worth, self-esteem, self-value, of really discovering what it is that you value and understanding how that might need to change, how it might need to shift. This really, for me, I mean, that's beautiful. The Ace of Cups is a beginning, right? I talked about that. Well, the Fool is the ultimate beginning. It's the ultimate reset button. It's where you get a chance to rewrite something. It's where you get a chance to redo something. Now, the Fool card is about going for it, right? Taking that calculated risk. But then with the Ace of Cups, this is basically saying that whatever it is you're going for is coming to you, and it's coming to you easily. You put these two together, so your actions and interactions with the world and your finances are blessed this month. There is a new beginning. It's almost going to be like, it's kind of like the universe is breathing fresh new life into you, right? You're going to feel this. You will probably feel even more invigorated, you know, even possibly even more so than with the sun in your sign. Why? Because now that it's left your sign, it's left you that energy so that you can assimilate it and start to do something with it, right? You can start to build on it and make it into something that's actually going to help you and be beneficial. your actions, your communications with the world at large, you got the Queen of Swords, right? So this month, you're going to have to be scrutinizing, especially when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your resources. So this is not a month for you to lend money. It's not a month for you to put investments down. It's not a month for you to be sort of, because it falls right next to the Fool. So this kind of makes me think the thing with the Queen of Swords, right? She very much is that I will be fair with everybody involved in the situation, but I'm also going to be harsh about it as well. And sometimes the truth is harsh. The fact that this falls in your communications this month, you are going to be calling things as you see them, right? There's not going to be any holding back. There's not going to be any pussyfooting around. There's just going to be literally you speaking your truth, speaking out. And the thing with Leo energy, because of that kindness, because of that loyalty, because of that, generosity, that generosity extends to the spirit of Leo as well. So sometimes we might want to find a softer way to get our point across, whereas this month we're not holding back. We're just kind of saying it as we see it. Everything's going to be very clear cut, very blunt. And, some people are probably not going to like that. But the fact that you have the Queen of Swords in your communications means that you are calling it as you see it, and anyone that doesn't like it, that's on them. That's their stuff this month. It's not going to be for you to pick up, or to change anything, or even to change your approach. How you're approaching things is through what is fair for everybody involved, and sometimes that might not be the popular opinion, but it is the right one. And that includes as well, that fairness extends to yourself as well. For all Leos across the board, it could be as well that this month you're having really deep talks when it comes to money, when it comes to finances, how to make more money, how to be more abundant. All of that sort of stuff may come up for you. And you might really, for some of you as well, if this applies to you, you might be finding ways to slash your budget this month. And if that means cutting certain people off or not allowing certain people to have certain privileges or access to your funds, then so be it, right? This month you're getting very, very kind of focused on making the money better. So your heart and half sector, you've got the Knight of Wands. You're passionate about love this month, right? You are all in the feels this month, right? You want that passion, that desire, sexuality, sensuality. For those of you that are partnered, this looks really great. With the Queen of Swords energy there and the Knight of Wands, be careful, because it looks like this month the banter could be borderline. Like sometimes when you and your partner, I know this because me and my partner do it as well, sometimes the banter goes to that point and you're like, oh, maybe we need to chill a little bit. Like it's, there's that potential there. It could be really fun, but it does have the potential to go slightly overboard. So just keep that in mind. But on a personal level, when it comes to the sensuality and the sexuality, this could be a really fiery, steamy month for you guys. And you could be getting into and tapping into that sensuality, which is great. For those of you that are single, this is not a month for you to look at anything, hard and fast. This is not a month for you to look for anything concrete. It's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable. It's going to be, you getting into all of that, but maybe not necessarily taking it any further than that. And actually, you might find that the potentials are people that rub you the wrong way. So it suggests that, the fun could be really fruity and all of that. But there's not really a lot of substance there. So if you're single, it's time to have fun and mingle, but not necessarily look for anything concrete. All right, so this first week of the month, we've got the Judgment card, right? So this is an old wish. This is something that we've wanted for a long time, something that we put a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of a lot of emotional energy we've put into this thing, and now it's starting to shape up for us. This month, it's actually starting to happen. That security that you want, that need for something new or just for a new beginning, it's here, right? It's basically upon you and it's taking place. Now, I do have to tell you, because you've got the Ace of Cups and you've got the Judgment card, which is a blast from the past. A lot of you Leos this month are very likely to hear from an ex, very likely to hear from an old partner. For those of you whose relationships are a bit rocky or a bit iffy, my advice to you would be be as honest and upfront as you possibly can about the fact that said ex may have contacted you or may not have, sent an indirect message, because if you get caught out, it will probably be the thing that drives that final wedge. For those of you that are single, hey, you single, baby, do your thing. But remember, it's not necessarily anything concrete. There's nothing here that suggests it has that longevity. All right, so the second week of the month, look, I'm jumping ahead. We've got the Tower card, right? Oh, so now what I find really, really intriguing here, the Fool card represents Aquarius because it has that Uranian energy, but then the Tower also has that Uranian energy. Some people say it's Mars, and I don't really get that energy from it. It's almost like, for me, the Fool and the Tower are kind of two halves of the whole coin. So the Fool card is like that surprise blessing or opportunity. The Tower card is where something needs to change, something needs to shift. So this second week of the month and your finances in general, this is where you're looking at things and saying, I need new stuff. I need new stimulus. I need new ways to make money. I need new input when it comes to my finances. And the way that I need to do that is by changing what I already have in place. So you'll probably be looking at your budgets. You'll probably be looking at ways that you can shave money off. It's called, as an example, if you do something by a monthly billing, could you do it by a yearly? In which case, one, you save yourself money every month that you don't have to shell out, and two, you probably get a reduced payment because you're paying all up front, a year in advance. So that's a good example of how you can do that. Finances actually look good this month though. For me, I feel like although yes, we're having to work for it more because we've got that stellium going on in the second house, for me, the feeling that I get from it is it's almost like you're going to say, right, I want to change my earning potential. I want my earning power to go up. What can I do about that? And then you're saying to yourself, right, whatever I need to change, whatever, calculated risk I need to take, I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's have it. Let's make it happen. And then the third week of the month, we got the Chariot card, right underneath the Queen of Swords. So standing your ground this month, Leo, is going to be an absolute must. You can't back down. Not that you. The thing is, Leo is actually very brave and very courageous, but it's usually on somebody else's behalf. When it comes to their own stuff, Leos tend to be like, oh well, maybe we can find a way to. No, not this month. This is the month where you need to stick up for yourself. You need to show that heart, that bravery. You need to show that courage, all for yourself. The Chariot card suggests that if you do show up for yourself this month, you'll gain a lot from it. It's almost like you'll get maybe you'll get someone to back off, or maybe you'll get somebody to invest, or maybe you will just feel stronger and more powerful within yourself for having clearly, drawn a line and said, right, this is where it stops, or this is how we're proceeding from here. But you are calling it like you see it this month, Leo. There's no holding back. I can pretty much guarantee that. All right, and then finally, the fourth week of the month, right at the end of September, we got the Devil card. So be careful not to get caught up in, in too much of the sauciness. I have to be honest, for some of you, for some of you, there could be a potential, not even a potential, for some of you, there's a temptation at the end of the month. It looks like, so for those of you that are in a partnership already, even if it's on the rocks or things are shaky between you, this could be a week where you really get captured in that sort of lusty, sexual, sort of heightened energy. And remember, we've got the Jupiter-Neptune square going on, which is, the Jupiter is trining, obviously, our sign, the Leo, but at the same time, it's got that square to Neptune taking place. So really be aware that you might get caught up in that whole, oh yeah, it's all that fantasy and like, it's all that passion. But then it doesn't really come to much. In the wake of that, you've got a whole lot of destruction of what your relationship has been. Do you know what I mean? It's like, don't ruin a good thing, or even something that's on its way out. Do it properly. Close one thing down before you start another, because there is definitely a potential for some naughty sauciness at the end of the month. Now, if you and your partner are fine, this bodes really well, but you could, again, kind of get really into that sort of sex, drugs, rock and roll energy energy. So really at the end of the month, try to cool it, try to be a bit more conscious of the energy that you're utilizing. And then, for those of you that are single, well, I mean, that's the thing. If you're single, there's even more of that sort of, I'm giving you that caution, because when you're young, free and single and ready to mingle, all the reins are off, aren't they? Right? So just be conscious, be aware, and, stop to think to yourself every so often, am I overdoing it a little bit here? All right. So your key to the month is the King of Pentacles, right? I love it. This for me is accomplishment, attainment. Your finances are heading in the right way. This is about your money. It's about your materials. Physical vitality actually looks very good this month. You've got some interesting cards there with the Tower and the Devil. But the King of Pentacles is basically saying whatever else you might have going on, you're focused on your money, you're focused on your work and how to make things better for yourself in the material world, right? That's where your focus is. And the King of Pentacles actually suggests that this month you could be very successful in a lot of your endeavors when it comes to those things. Just keep your feet on the ground as much as you possibly can. I mean, Leo's a cat anyway, so you're used to it, like you sense the vibration. So keep alert, utilize the power of your intuition and also use that logical mind. Leo does have a logical mind, I believe. Anyway, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I will see you soon. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up.